I send him another invite.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm not sure how much. So, Tommy, tell me a little bit about what you guys are trying to accomplish over there in Augusta besides playing golf.
Selling more cars. You know the name of the game.
Yeah.
Let me kind of give you a little background.
Yeah.
I've done BDC work probably for the last 5 to 6 years. And so really looking to see what we can add to the process over there. Right now we use Vin Solutions. We use within them, we do the AMP campaigns. And we also use Simp Social for our texting platform to do the mass texting. And they integrate with Vin Solutions. So we also use their AI, Simp Social's AI, on a 30-day sequence right now. We just started this a couple of months ago to follow up with the leads. I'm trying to jumpstart so you don't have to be redundant, just kind of tell you where we are. And so that we got 3 dealerships, but that's only at the Toyota dealership where I work. It's been moving slow, even getting them to learn how to text. So now we're texting.
Right.
You know that battle. And so we're getting our feet wet. So I'm always looking for
another one
ways to do processing to get to improve on the processes, because as you know, I guess with what you do, most people are getting away from 7, 8, 9 people in BDC and just having trying to automate the process as much as we can. So just kind of see where you are, what you have. Excuse me, what you have. I'm big on processes, so
sure. Okay, well, then let's kind of dive into I'll start at the foundation of the system. Let me see here real quick. I can share my screen. I think it'll let me do it. Yeah, there we go. Entire screen, and I'll find the one I want. There we go. Share. So you should be seeing my screen here in a moment. Let me know when you do. All right. So the foundation of it, really any system, but the foundation of BDC Box it particularly is the CDP, or customer data platform. And that platform has to be built from, the cornerstone, your DMS data, your CRM data from Vin Solutions. These things kind of form the foundation, and then you move up here to floor level contextual data. If you're going to try to implement any type of AI to help you in the store, it has to have some context. I mean, being in the BDC, you would understand this better than anybody. If I walked up to you and said, here, and handed you a sheet of paper and said, call this guy, the first thing you'd ask me is, well, about what? Right?
Right.
So, I've got to have some context. Have you talked to the guy? What am I calling him about? What have you talked to them? Has anybody here at the store talked to him? What do they have any other information? You're going to want to know all that, and you're probably going to run to the CRM and go get it. Well, that's AI needs the same thing. It can't just magically know what's happened. It's got to have a CDP, or a customer data platform, to see everything, not just that you're a contact, but did Tommy call them yesterday?
Right.
Or were they on the floor 2 days ago? Did Tommy send a text and they didn't answer back, or did they answer back? So when Beatrix, our AI, goes to contact someone, it has to know, even if you are a leases coming due customer and you're 8 months away from the termination of your lease, and I'm Beatrix waking up today and I've decided I'm going to reach out to you to see if I can lease you that next vehicle. Even then, I've got to know, okay, what happened last time? Have you been in since then? Were you in service last week? So all of these things have to come in. The AI has to know, and that's kind of what's gotten a big problem inside of automotive, because everybody jumped in and started throwing AI at everybody, but it didn't have anything to go on, so it naturally sounded stupid when it called a customer, just as stupid as we would sound, not knowing nothing about a customer, just calling them up. So The floor level contextual data is all collected through our app. So all inbound and outbound leads go through our app. All inbound and outbound calls go through our app. All inbound and outbound text messages go through our app. And our app, it records every inbound call, transcribes every inbound call, summarizes that call, keeps every lead, or every email, every inbound and outbound email, every inbound and outbound text. It keeps all of the data so that the AI knows how to go follow up. Kind of simple.
Yeah.
Now, after that, then we also integrate in website data. As customers come onto your website, we do identity resolution, put those into a bucket, and then they're followed up on and remarketed to, just the same way your Google remarketing might work. But these are interested buyers who have already been to your website, but may not be shown an ad through Google remarketing because they weren't signed in, or they didn't see the ad. This is instead of talking at them through an ad or a bunch of banners come flying at them as they go through the web. This is an email talking to them about their experience and what they might want to do. Very different type of conversation. We're very big on conversations, not marketing, and because no car in your dealership is ever sold without a conversation, ever. Right? So then adding in that behavioral data with what happened on your website, so that we're talking to the right people. And then finally, inventory. I mean, I don't want to contact any customer unless I know what I have to sell. So having the inventory available is important. So all of that gets put into a CDP, cleaned up, deduped, unified into a single household, single customer record. And then that data is locked down in the cloud and available for you to share with any other vendor you want to. This is the dealer's data. It's not ours. We're just providing a very clean version of it and a secure way for you to share it if you want.
Okay.
The last thing we want vendors to do is to access your DMS. Because once they do, sometimes they don't stop.
Right.
Sometimes when they get stuff on your website, they don't stop. So we would prefer to put that back into the dealer's hands, so that if you're not doing business with that vendor anymore, you can turn off their data access. They don't have to do it.
Okay.
You do it. So that's the foundation. Now, after that happens, there's two ways we're going to do this. And I'm big on process myself. And our framework is data, information, activation, action. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take your data and I want to turn that into information. So I want to know pretty much the 5 W's. We're going to start marketing. We're going to really use data to market to the customers rather than say we do. Oops. Well, there we go. So the 5 W's are: first, where do we sell? So, your manufacturers are big. You probably have heard primary marketing area. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the maps?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I wouldn't make sure, and this thing doesn't tell me if I'm sharing or not sometimes. So where do you sell is important, but it's more important to figure out, let the data tell you where you sell rather than let your manufacturer tell you where you sell. Because the manufacturer is going to tell you where what they consider to be your primary marketing area, if you've ever been in any meetings with them, is your proximity to other stores of their make. Well, your customers really don't care how close you are to other stores of their make. They're only interested in doing business with you based on their proximity to their convenience. So we would prefer to let the customers tell us where that W is, or where they're willing to come from. And so we take 80% of your market area, or market of your customers, we segment them by zip code, take the highest penetration to the lowest penetration zip code, And that's where we say this is where your primary marketing area is, where 80% of your business comes from. A much better way of doing it. So now that we see where the zip codes where they are, then we also see the cities, where it's cities, from the highest penetration city to the lowest penetration city. And then what zip codes by existing versus conquest versus potential. An existing customer, somebody that's transacted business with you before. A conquest customer, somebody that's never done business with you. And a potential customer got into Vin Solutions somehow, raised their hand, said they wanted to buy a vehicle, but didn't buy one. So the AI goes through and creates the where, then the what. What are our top five selling vehicles? Our top three selling models and makes and models. What's our makeup, new to use? What are we looking at for our segments? What body types do we normally sell? What months of the year should we spend money? What months should we not? What types of vehicles should we be going after on trade? Then same thing goes with online shopping behavior. Where are they shopping? What are they shopping for? It breaks all of this down because that's what it wants to use to go back and start to those W's. Where do we sell? What do we sell? When do we sell it? This is the who do we sell it to? So 65,582 people. And then we go through and look, how many mobile numbers do you have? And then how many mobile numbers did we have to go get? Because as we build this out, some of these mobile numbers you didn't collect, but we'll go back and reverse append them. How many email addresses did you collect? How many email addresses did we have to go get? And how many email customers can we contact via email? How many can we contact via text? And then most importantly, how many of these people still own and maintain the vehicle that they bought from you? So all that's got to get cleaned out. And then once we clean it all out, we're ready to start marketing to it. Then we can go over here to Beatrix, and we can talk to her about what we want to say. So now she can get up every morning, just like your BDC does. Mm-hmm. But instead of getting up and I was trying to clear this out. It's not letting me do it. Let me do that. I'll turn those off. And then I'm going to reload this thing. There we go. That's probably going to get me closer to where I want to be. Anyway. That's what I want to do. No. I'm trying to start this thing over, but Google and I'll turn that off. Screen. Refresh. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna just plug you in here. So Tommy, what's your email address, Tommy?
tburgess@drivebaby.com.
And your mobile number?
706-945-3563.
945-3563. And the website is drivebaby.com? That's a new one.
Milton Rubin.
Okay.
Toyota. I think I can't remember the website URL. Let me see. Let me look real quick. I think it is drivebaby.com. Should take you there.
I love it. All right, so let's take a look at, get some basic information on the store, and that'll give us an idea of what you can expect your CDP and Beatrix to be able to drive from.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what, Google does have a way of chewing up bandwidth. How many new and used does the store normally run per month?
New, it depends on what Toyota said. Last month we did 186.
New and used, or just new?
No, just new.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how many used we did, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because we're a volume dealer and they focus only on the new.
Okay. Well, we'll call it 200. You had to sell some new and used in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And so do you normally see about around 1,000 leads or a little more per month?
About 1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the average gross profit? Front and back, you know?
Not sure.
Okay. Normally it's 2,500. Does that sound about right?
I was going to say about 24, 25 is what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. And you're using VIN.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what you guys' warranty penetration is right now?
I don't.
Yeah, number of ROs, do you know that?
Nope.
If you're doing 200, you're probably doing at least 1,500 ROs a month, most likely. And probably better about 150. Okay, so that rolls that out. So now it's going to calculate out what the size of your CDP, or how many customers you might have just from your existing customer database, how many you might have available. You have about 12,000 records probably sitting in your DMS right now to contact. 4,200 would be available to or be in market. There'd be another 2,400 leads per month in market you'd need to follow up on. Another 45,000 customers in your service department that never bought a car from you before at all, but have a good service relationship with you, just never bought a car. So there'd be 51,600 people that if your BDC wanted to maximize your existing customer base to bring more back, because a customer that bought from you before or has some relationship with you is 16 times more likely to buy from you than somebody who doesn't know you at all.
Right.
Right. So there'd be 51,600 of those. And if we contacted all 51,600, we'd be able to sell or match back to about 165 that would buy. And at your current gross profit, it'd be about $412,800. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're going to be that good right off the bat.
Right.
But if we were half that, I think we'd be okay. Hell, I think if we were a third of it, we'd probably still be okay. Right? So long and story short on this deal is that there's plenty of business in our current database to be going after. So if we did go after this in your BDC, how many people are in your BDC now?
We don't technically we don't have one. I'm the BDC, me and one other former sales manager. Okay,
so you got two guys trying to contact these 51,600 customers. Right. In order to do that, really, to get to wring out the entire database and get all the value out of it, you'd have to have 147,186 conversations a month with 104,000 people, but roughly 6,100 conversations a day. Now, you're doing what you're doing right now. You know, the most you could probably have a day is 60. And you're killing it at 60. If that, I mean, yeah, you're humping it at 60. So at 60 max top, redlining, you need 102 people to contact everybody in your database who's ready to buy right now. This is why you're not getting the 165, right? Now that would take about a $4.8 or $4.9 million a year payroll You reckon Mr. Milton or Rubin wants to get that? He wants to hook up for that? I imagine not.
I don't think he'd be interested.
Yeah, I can't see it happening. Right? So that's the reason. That's most of the reason why you see dealers who don't maximize their database. For people wise, prior to AI technology becoming readily available and usable, it was just literally the numbers were impossible. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't matter how good a system you had, how long you'd have been there. Even if you were, I don't know if you've been around long enough, but even if you're Larry Merritt at Tom Jumper Chevrolet selling 50 cars a month, doesn't matter. He still needed 2 assistants, and even he couldn't get it all done.
Right.
Right. So at the end of the day, but AI changes that game now. As long as you have a good CDP to back it up and good AI, here's what can happen. So I'm just going to fill in a little bit of information here, and then we're going to go talk to the AI, and we'll talk to it about a in-market purchase, somebody who's in market ready to purchase right now, and we'll talk to them. We'll give them Kevin Hart's personality. Why not? So every morning, about 2 a.m., Beatrix wakes up. She goes and finds all the people she needs to talk to, everybody she needs to follow up for your sales force, everybody who's coming in market she needs to get in touch with, everything she needs to do. And then she goes off. Well, she did a warranty. I thought I told her to do something else, but I'm behind. She goes off and starts firing off emails, thousands a day, and texts. Here she's trying to sell a warranty to somebody who didn't buy one. So here, and if I'm talking with them, let's just say here, I'm going to ask her, we're looking for an SUV. Do you have any Buick Enclave? She's connected up to a Buick store. So she's just going to have this conversation with the customer. She normally goes a little quicker than this, but not quite that quick. There you go. So she's now finding the 3 oldest Buick Enclaves in stock.
Okay.
And just bringing them right to you. Price. Normally, when we look connected up to the website, would be links here. Now, you may ask her, your customer may ask, do you have any deals on these vehicles? You may have gotten that email, that thing. And so she'll go back and get all of the incentive information.
Okay.
Needed to bring that in. But I didn't get just try to restart that. So there we go. And you may be getting the emails, Tommy. I'm not getting the responses back here for whatever reason. Sometimes that happens. You're probably getting the emails. As long as I spelled your email right. I've done that before too. Well, the point of the matter is that she goes through and has all of the, basically all the things that you would need to do to start a conversation. She's going to start it with 65,000 of them. She's going to continue to have the conversation to the point where the customer decides that they need, or she decides she can't go any further with the customer, and she may contact you, or the customer may request to talk to a salesperson.
Gotcha.
And then she's going to call, and then she's going to contact you. And the way she's going to do that is right here through our app. So she'll talk to you and say, hey, I've got a customer on the line who has questions. Can you take the call? And when you say yes, then she's immediately going to call the customer for you, connect you up over voice over IP, record your entire outbound phone call, transcribe all that to text, summarize the call, take the notes for you, and put all of that into the CDP. See, what did you have to do? Nothing. Take the call, right? The whole point, if you want to move a sales team from 10 units a month to 15, you're going to have to take all this nonsense, note taking, all the things that even figuring out who to follow up. You got to take all that off their plate, because they can't take ups, deliver cars, and do all the follow up, and take all the notes, and do all the other do all the searching through the database. They can't do all of that and still sell more than 10 cars a month. That's why we're at 10 cars a month. No matter how much technology we throw at the salesperson, if the technology is not working for the salesperson, but creating work for the salesperson, it's not going to work. That's what Vin does. Vin creates work for you. It says, okay, you've got a customer. Now tell me everything about the customer. Tell me everything you did. You took a phone call. Go in and tell me you took a phone call. Tell me what the phone call was about. It's creating work for you. Beatrix is the opposite. Beatrix is saying, here's the phone call. Matter of fact, I'll stay on the phone, take notes for you. I'll record the entire phone call, transcribe it all for you, summarize it, take all your notes, and then put it in the CDP for you, so you don't have to do it. That's the difference.
So with us having Vin, does this take the place of, or would it work along with?
It can work along with. Right. It depends on how you want to do it, but if you want it to work along with, if you want it to work along with, it can work along with. So all it would happen here is that the opportunity would stop here at BDC Box. When it's all done, we just put it over in the bin.
It pushes over in the bin?
Yeah.
Okay. So quick question. With me using a texting platform to do text blast, I wouldn't need that?
No. Matter of fact, you need to get that out of you. You get that gone quickly. Text blast will get you sued.
Okay.
So be very careful on how you do that.
Gotcha.
The laws are very scary on blasting. But if you're one-to-one texting, because here, Beatrix is going to text a customer, but they're going to text one customer, one message, not one message to 1,000 customers.
Right. One
message, one customer. Now, there's 2 holes in every CRM. There's 2 holes in your Vin CRM that you're missing right now. Number one, you're missing every bit of 70% of the customers that walk on the lot. If you're getting 30% of the customers in the Vin, you're doing really good. 4 ups. Now,
so how do we fill the hole?
Say again?
How do we fill the hole?
How do you fill the hole? Exactly. Well, we thought really long and hard about that, and it came down to like everything else, pay plan, or how you got to make it. There's got to be something in it for the sales guy. Otherwise, you won't do it. Right? So here's what we figured out. We will create a digital business card. That digital business card, when put on the customer's phone, does two things for the salesperson. Number one, it protects them from skates. So it's skate protection.
Gotcha.
Right there, it's on it. Number two, it gets customers into the system very quickly. It gets and logs the customer very quickly, because you just walk up with your mobile phone and you tap the customer's mobile phone, and your business card's on their phone, and then their information's in yours. And if they're blocking that, which some do, then it's just a name, an email address, and a mobile number. But when you tap, it automatically lets management know you're with the customer. It also lets Beatrix know you're with the customer, so she won't deliver your follow-up. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
So Beatrix now knows you're with the customer. The sales management knows you're with the customer. Your business card's on there, but now it gets even better. You've got both Bluetooth beacon tracking and geo tracking on the customer's phone.
Okay.
So when you create the appointment, when they're headed to the store, the system will actually tell you, Mr. Bruce is on his way. Because it's geo-tracking his phone. When he gets to the store, the Bluetooth beacon will pick it up. If you put them in, they're about $30. You can buy them anywhere. Bluetooth beacons are everywhere. You just plug them in. They're like Wi-Fi. But when Larry shows up at the store, it will greet him. Hey, Larry, welcome to Martin Rubin. Was it Martin Rubin? Milton Rubin. Welcome to Milton Rubin Toyota. I'll let Larry know. I'll let Tommy know you're here. So then it'll tell you, hey, Larry, your appointment, Mr. Bruce, has shown up. Might want to meet him out front. Also, if he's on the service drive, hey, did you know Mr. Bruce was on the service drive? You might want to go back there and say, hey. Every time that customer shows up in the store, it will let you know. And with the Bluetooth beacon, it's within 3 meters, so it'll let you know what department they're in. Put one in service, one in parts, and spend $90. Put one in service, one in parts, and one on the drive. So, with all of that, you would think that'd be great, but it gets even better, because now I can push direct messages directly onto the phone for service specials. Say any type of special, you can get around all the spam blockers, everything in the world. Put a 35-character message on this guy's phone. With that, all with that digital business card.
Okay.
So now that I got my digital business card and I've greeted the customer, I go through, and now it's tracking me. I go to my inventory, and all my inventory is loaded up on my phone. But not just that. All the old units come up first. And if there's a flat or a bonus on the vehicle, it'll tell you. As a matter of fact, if you're talking to the customer and you only want to see the customers that are on the hit list, just push that button and it'll show you only cars that are on the hit list. You want to get rid of all aging units quick? There's one fast way to do it. Get your sales team involved. And then I've maintained this for years. You want a vehicle to go away? Put a $1,500 flat on it. You could tell the internet it's free, and it'll still, by the time the customer got there, it'd be gone because the salesperson sold it for $1,500.
Gotcha.
It wouldn't matter what that guy's looking. If he comes in telling you, hey man, I want to look at a Tundra. No, man, come here, let me show you this Prius. You want a Prius, but I don't want a Prius. No, you want a Prius. I'm gonna tell you why. All of a sudden, salespeople, when there's $1,500 flats involved, all of a sudden salespeople turn into salespeople. They stop being order takers. They turn straight up into salespeople. It's amazing how that works. Now, also, while I'm going through here, Beatrix has loaded up all of the incentive details. So I can see every bit from the app. I can see all the incentives that are on that vehicle. Bonus cash, interest rates, everything that customer may qualify for. So this helps the salesperson now be smarter about the car and the incentives than the customer. Finally. And if that for some reason that vehicle's on hold, it'll tell you. So the app is going to be smarter than your inventory online, let you get to the inventory online and help the salesperson do what they need to do, which is make more money and be smarter with their customer.
So quick question, and I may
Sure.
reach it. With SET, with Toyota and the dealer daily, you know, we're able to mark if a car is reserved or on hold. Will this pull from there, or we have to put that in?
Yeah, that marks in your DMS, and then we pull it from there.
Okay, gotcha.
We pull from the deal. We integrate to every DMS pull daily.
Okay, gotcha.
And then finally, your entire day is managed by Beatrix. She's following up on customers for you. But if you have an appointment or there's a follow-up you need to do, well, she puts it here. And you can see all tasks, next 7 days, next 30 days. You can start your follow-up. If you from right here, all you need to do is hit start follow-up. She'll immediately call the customer, connect you both up over voice over IP when the customer answers, record the entire outbound text, take notes or transcribe that recording into text, summarize it, put it back in here. While you're talking to the customer, if the customer says, or if you just say you set an appointment, when you hang up with the customer, she'll ask you, it looks like you set an appointment for 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Is that right? Yes. You just need to push the button. Looks like you have a follow-up. The customer wants you to follow back up next week. Shall I set an appointment for Tuesday? Follow up. Do you want me to do it? She'll say. Sure.
So quick question. So if I have a task, one of those tasks that's making me work in VEN, will it clear that task if there's a phone call or?
And when we push it into VEN, if VEN can accept it, I don't know if VEN can accept us doing that. That's on them. If they can accept it, we'll do it.
Good.
But that's up to them.
Okay.
So from here, it manages your entire follow-up, does your follow-up for you. And then in the customer record, you can see all of the, oops, I did push the wrong one. You can see all of every bit of the follow-up and every bit, all of the, basically, doesn't matter who's touched that record, whether it's you or anybody else. Every touch point to that record, and it's all unified down to one customer, one household. But it's all from your phone. And you'll see more in this than you will from VEN. Now, the third thing it does for the third thing it does for the sales team and the dealership is it manages the lead distribution, but it does it in a smart way. It does it based on merit. So if the algorithm will take into account sales, appointment set, appointment shows, and how often and how fast you answer leads. Those 4 points go into the algorithm, and the top 30% of the salespeople that are managing the process that way get first crack at the leads. The lead, when it comes in, doesn't go to a queue and wait for a salesperson. It looks for an open salesperson and delivers it to them. It will literally call you. Hi, Tommy. Got a lead for Larry Bruce. Can you take it now? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. You press 2, it'll go to the next person. You'll still stay in your present position. You'll get the next one.
Right.
If you're in the top 30%. Top 30% of the salespeople take the leads based on that. They get first crack. If you don't take it, then it will go out to the next guy, to the rest of the sales team.
Okay.
Or if the top 30%, nobody gets it, the rest of the sales team gets their crack. And once you take the lead, and when you say yes, it does the same thing. It calls the customer, puts you on the phone with them, records the outbound phone call, transcribes the phone call, summarizes the phone call, puts it into the CDP. Does the exact same thing with inbound phone leads. So this is basically an enhancement to VIN without having to change VIN.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes changing CRMs sucks.
Well, we had XRM when I got there 2 years ago. They changed it about 6 months after I got there. So XRM was a nightmare to me, and it didn't work. So VIN has helped us a lot with that store turning around in terms of how we handle leads. But so I don't think a change would happen anytime soon.
Yeah, no need to change. No need to change phone systems. No need to change CRM systems. Just make them better. You're just bolting on a turbocharger to VIN.
Okay. What's the cost?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about it. For the entire CDP to get built, it's a nominal fee. Probably, how big is the store? It depends on the size. You were 180, so we were 200, right?
Yeah.
So it was. So $10,000 to get the database built, cleaned up, everything, all the data appended, all the other stuff, and then it's $150 a car. And if you add on the other parts of it, then it's $175 a car, because you probably use the mobile app too. So with the mobile app's $175 a car that gets sold. So if we match back and we help sell it, we get $175. We don't want to get paid any other different way than a salesperson would or a BDC person would. We help sell a car, pay us. We don't.
Interesting. Okay. The way our store works is, remember I told you we have 3 dealerships. So each dealership has a GM. Then we have an executive manager over the 3 dealerships. But there's a digital marketing manager also who oversees all of the platforms in the dealership, in each dealership. Okay. So I want to mention this to Jeff, who's the digital marketing manager. And let's talk with him.
Okay.
I mean, I like it.
Super. All right. Well, then I will leave it to the fellas to work with you to set that up with probably Jeff, or what the next steps are.
Okay.
And I'll be here to answer questions.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, guys. You guys got anything? All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you, guys.
All right. Appreciate it.
Y'all be good. I know.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
appreciate
Tommy. Tommy, I'll get with you and talk to you in a minute.
Okay. I got to go cook skins, man.
I already know. Thank you for your time, though, man.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas. Bye now.
You too, Larry. Yep. Thank you.
You bet, anytime.
All right.